Welcome back to the Hoops Temple podcast. Y'all know me, Nathan Schwartz. Joining me from Sacramento, Aaron Schroeder.
Good to see you guys. Good afternoon.
Joining us from New Zealand, Dylan Williamson.
Morning.
And also joining us from Sacramento, Jack the Kings fan.
It's good to be here.
You know we're doing a Pacific Division pod, but we can't start with the Pacific until we talk about the big news, which barely involves the Pacific Division. We got Jrue Holiday going to Boston. We got Damian Lillard going to Milwaukee. We've got Ayton going to Portland, and Phoenix. We'll talk about them during the episode. But gentlemen, immediate reactions, thoughts, takes?
Bucks are fucking loaded, dude. Oh my god. I don't know what people are pretending to look at. The Bucks have a guy who just dunks people through the rim under the basket and another guy that shoots from half court. There's no defensive scheme that involves 5 players that can cover them at once. I've seen people like to zag on that and say, like, well, they got rid of their depth. I could care less. I care so little. They already signed campaign. They're getting it back together. How are you stopping those two guys?
It's as if I took the perfect two-man team for a blacktop game and just put them together. The two guys complement each other perfectly. There's no area of the game where Giannis and Dame are not going to dominate. At least one of them, at least.
Yeah, you get the most dominant rim attacker, combine him with one of the best shooters from distance. Giannis Dame pick and roll. Like, what do you even do about that?
One of the things I love about that pick and roll is just you can run it from so far out. Like, Curry and Draymond, they set this pick and roll up at like 35 feet. And if you hit Draymond, well, Draymond's an excellent passer. Cool. You hit Giannis at, 24 feet, on the roll. He can dribble, attack the basket, or kick. Like, I think Giannis is going to average a career high in assists just off of that pick and roll, getting the secondary assist.
Yeah, Giannis on the short roll.
Totally possible. ESPN's fantasy points predict Giannis to score 40 a night after the trade. So I'm in on that. Whatever the formula they're cooking up, I'm really interested to see how that goes down. It's gonna be insane to watch, and insane to watch teams try to stop that. But it's just so cool seeing almost like kind of a fair arms race going on. Like, it's not just the league hoping to catch the KD Warriors. It's like teams are chess matching each other right now. It's blow for blow.
Yeah, we did our earlier in the off season, like predictions. We're like, all right, Nuggets have a 25% chance of repeating. All right, Suns are like 15. With these moves now, I do think a lot of other teams got a little bit worse, but for a second I was like, all right, Milwaukee, 25% chance. Them and Denver tied. And then Boston pulling out the Jrue Holiday move. Like, how much does that suck for Milwaukee? Because it's the worst possible case scenario. Now that they've got Dame, there was no one that really had a guard that could stop him or try to stop him. And then Boston goes out and gets the perfect counter, which is the guy that Milwaukee just gave up.
At the very least, the Celtics gutted a lot of their depth to get Jrue Holiday, so they have that to write home about. They're not going to have the presence of Robert Williams if he even plays. They're not going to have Brogdon. They lost a lot of their bench pieces to get that Holiday pick.
It is kind of poor form from the Bucks front office that they allowed a trade where the final pieces ended up being their star point guard, who's the best on-ball defender, that they allowed him to go to their conference rival. That's sort of a bad piece of business. You kind of like in an ideal world that when they swing that trade that they could have finalized it where Jrue is somewhere that's not like the one team that they don't want him to be on.
Yeah, you try to make it a 4 team where you get a little bit of say where, all right, we're going to send him here before this. Like, yeah, send him to LA, send him to the Clippers, send him to the Lakers, send him to the Kings. Aaron, you wanted to give up 3 picks for him?
I was all in. I was really thinking about it, but I don't really mind that for Milwaukee. I understand that it hurts because that's their number one competitor in the East right now, but you'd make that trade. Like, you'd make that deal. Milwaukee got way better than Boston got better.
I don't know. I mean, so Boston did give up their best way to stop Giannis to get the best way to stop Dame. So, like, you're right, Jack. It is definitely not like this easy no-brain win. and for them. But Boston went into the offseason and basically trade out Marcus Smart and Robert Williams for Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. And I think that's a pretty sizable upgrade.
Yeah, the issue with Robert Williams is that he just kind of never played to begin with. So how much are they really losing?
Yeah, which might
And
still happen with
Brogdon.
Kristaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Brogdon doesn't play either, and he didn't even want to be there. But I was worried a little bit about Boston's center rotation because we had talked about earlier, like the over unders on how many combined games Kristaps, Rob Williams, and Horford played, and we ended up at like 65 or something. And so with one of those guys gone, Kristaps has to be healthy, and if he's not healthy, you got retirement home Al Horford like holding up the center position again, which I think he can still do, but the question marks are going to be there.
What, Aaron? You don't like Nemias Queta playing center for the Celtics? You don't
I
think
hope
Nemias
they run
Queta
him
is
out
great?
there. I want to
He's
see
gonna play. He's gonna play.
foul. He's gonna
He
foul
has
out.
to. They
in
don't have enough
16
players for him to
minutes.
not
He's
play.
gotta play.
That's awesome. No, that's great. I'm proud of him for getting those minutes. He's gonna foul out in about 35 seconds, but
He's
they-
not a Jokic stopper.
no, though they can stop Dame, and Jrue Holiday is such a fantastic like chess match piece. Like you got Dame, we have Jrue Holiday, but Giannis is gonna. Grant Williams is gone. Rob Williams is gone. There's no Williams to stop Giannis anymore.
Yeah, that chess match kind of has been like the story of Boston's offseason, and that they were really the only team that sort of made a move that was kind of Jokic central, where the only way to really beat Jokic is that you have to have someone that guards him, but then also have another player that can guard the rim. And they went and did that by adding KP to Horford and at the time Williams. And then they had this other huge problem to deal with in Dame, and so they went and got the best on-ball defender in the league. And so it's interesting to see that they're the team that's really like focusing on these big problems that they're going to come up against as they try to get to a championship.
I think with Kristaps Porzingis, you don't want him more than 5 feet away from the rim. Like you really park him there and don't move him, which means you need guards who are going to come over screens. Otherwise, you just get pick and rolled to death, and the guard goes over, can't get under fast enough. Jrue is one of the best at getting over and around screens. Derek White is not bad, but I think it's a 2-horse race now in the East. Like it is Boston, it is Milwaukee, and everyone else can just sell it in now.
Miami.
Oh, Miami's a huge fucking loser. Toronto might as well just go ahead and rebuild now.
Seriously. I shaped up my Eastern Conference predictions. I bumped the Celtics up to 55 wins. I had them at 50. The Bucks to 63. I just think they're gonna like hate fuck the league for the entire season.
Oh, God.
And then the
Your
Heat I had
listens to this.
Do we think the Sixers are doing anything? There's very little talk about what the Sixers are going to do next season because they didn't really do too much this offseason except for get weird. They haven't made any trades, but
I mean, they wanted to get in on Jrue.
The silence is loud.
Yeah.
I think we lost Aaron. That's why the silence is
Oh,
real
wow.
loud.
I thought Aaron was really committing to this bit.
Just the side eye. Bombastic side eye.
Did I leave there? Whoops, sorry.
Yeah.
Guys.
You were giving us the side eye.
It was
Very
great. That
strong.
was the best way I could have paused.
It was like,
Froze perfectly.
That's great.
Do you have anything to add to your side eye?
I think I was saying the Heat. I had predicted like the trade to go through essentially. Like in my Eastern Conference predictions, if they had Dame at 50 wins, I'm at 40 now. So sorry, Heat.
And your projections, are they even a playoff team?
Maybe 1 second.
they gotta still make the
It's
playoffs.
the 8th seed, yeah. The 8th
They
seed.
barely did last year, and then they got worse.
Yeah.
They'll figure out a Tyler Hero for James Harden swap up or something.
I don't. Do you like that? Does that make anyone happy?
It at least gets into the playoffs.
It reshuffles the deck chairs in a way that's like your garbage for my garbage, and then Hero is actually a nice fit with Embiid.
It's like the premium version of your concept that we'll talk about soon, Aaron. It's like the premium shit shuffle.
Thank you. I'm glad the shit shuffle's catching on.
I mean, we're talking Pacific Division, so it's
That's true. That's true.
it's very poignant.
All right. Well, let's jump into the Pacific Division then. And I figured just probably the easiest segue in is to start with Phoenix. And I decided I wanted to start asking my kind of trivia questions at the front of each team as opposed to the back of each team. The idea of small ball has been thrown out a bunch since I think everyone hates their front court depth of Nurkic, Eubanks, and Metu. I'm going to give you a guy, and I want you to tell me what percentage of his minutes he played at the center position last season.
Okay.
All right.
Kevin Durant.
Oh.
I think like 5%, probably 5.
I can't imagine he played too much center with Day'Ron Sharpe and Claxton in Brooklyn.
Good point. 3.
Probably. Oh, that's high. Or that's low. I was going to go with 15.
Or I'll keep it at 5 then. Go ahead, Don.
I don't feel like he played hardly any center last year. I'll go 6%.
The answer is 4%. I think Aaron
Ooh,
wins.
Winner.
Yeah.
Let's
All right.
go.
Let's see how much you guys watched the Spurs last year. Kenneth Bates Diop.
Ooh.
The Spurs had the worst defense ever by defensive rating. So I imagine they played anybody at center, anyone they could. I'm going to say about 8%.
They also traded Prudhoe halfway through the season, and
I'm going to let you guys know I'm also using Basketball References play-by-play tracker, so take all of these with a grain of salt.
I can't imagine Keita Bates-Diop playing any center, right? He's not that. I can't be thinking he's got to be like not taller than 6'9".
Actually,
Sure.
yeah, Pop doesn't like playing non-centers. So
I don't think he's
5%
played any
on that
center.
too.
I don't think he's played any center. He's super short.
That is correct. 0 is the correct answer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bull.
Oh.
He plays center occasionally. Like he's like 15%. He's out there.
Percentages are weird for Bol because he also hardly ever played, and so it's like, what percentage of almost nothing is he playing at center?
There's no way Bol didn't play center, right? He's 7'2". He can't be. This is not a trick question where it's going to be 0, right? There's no way. I'm thinking.
There's another 0 in this list whose name's been thrown out for small ball center lineups, but is not Bol, who played in 70 games last season, averaging 20 minutes a game, 33 starts for the Orlando Magic.
10%? You've got that smile like it's going to be low.
He played a lot with like Wendell Carter. Like
I
I
think it's
watched
gonna be-
the Kings Magic game, and I don't think he played at all.
It must be fairly high because their best players are power forwards, so he can't play that many minutes at the 4.
But he wasn't playing at all. He was playing only in blowouts, though. Like that's only when
Yeah.
basically, right?
Come on, guys. We got 2 more of these guys to get through.
20%.
18%.
Okay, I said
Okay.
15. I'm great at this.
All right. Yuta Watanabe. I will tell you, it is more than 0.
Really?
Really?
2.
How-
2.
how-
2%.
How much was Durant?
Durant was 4.
Oh, that's
Alright,
actually
I'll
a good question.
I'll go 4 for Yuta as well. Although, who do they call the center if those guys both play together?
I don't have the answer to that.
It was rhetorical.
There's no way Yuta played any less than 10%.
It is
Bullshit answer,
8%.
Jack. It's
Yeah,
a
it is a
fucking
bullshit answer.
horseshit answer.
Fine. 15. We'll go with 15.
What was the answer?
It's
Nate?
8%.
8%. Okay, that's higher than I anticipated.
All right, the last guy whose name's been thrown out a shit ton, Nasir Little.
0. Sure.
0. That's a 0. There's no way.
Nasir Little's like
The-
6'6", right?
The Blazers
Yes.
had centers. Like they played
Yeah.
Nurkic and they
played Eubanks.
Eubanks. Yeah,
Eubanks.
like
Yeah.
Yes. So the combined quintet here is at 30%. Durant, Bol, Utah, Nasir,
This is
Diop.
fantastic prep, Nate. Great. This is
This
great.
is good prep.
they cannot do small ball. I do not know what this whole talk of Durant's gonna play center and Nasir Little, it's gonna be a small front court. Nasir barely played on a garbage Portland team. What are we fucking talking about here?
Maybe for a game, like I could see, for stretches they have small ball potential, but like KD cannot play center and take that physical toll for an entire season or any like month at a time. You're out of your fucking mind. And
I'm not convinced that their actual centers can do that either. Is Chimezie Metu holding up for an entire season?
That's the thing.
Yusuf Nurkic?
I think they have to because they don't have great center depth, and their starting center, like, not only is he injured all the time, but he also like kind of sucks. People forget that about Yusuf
Thank
Nurkic.
you.
He hasn't been good in like 4 years, and is a constant injury risk. He's barely played in like 3 years. So I think that they have to go small just by necessity, that they don't have anyone else to play. Like Jrue Eubanks was a decent like filler for a terrible team. They don't have enough fives, and they've got too many fours. Like they went and traded DeAndre Ayton for a guy that's going to start at center that can't play, and then they're 4th string power forwards. So they have no choice but to go small.
Here's a Nurkic fun fact. How many years do you think it's been since he's averaged more than a single block a game?
Oh, I was looking at this as dunks per game the other day, and it's been like 5 years since he averaged more than one dunk. Like, I'm gonna go with 5.
5 seasons since a block?
since a
block
single
a
block,
game.
I think it's like 2018. 2018
Yes.
did that.
Yes,
It's been
17, 18
3
season.
years. It's been
Not
3
bad.
years.
Okay.
Good on
3
him.
years.
Wait,
How many
is that
games
the year
did
that he played
that year?
8
Like
games?
2?
No, he played 37. Yeah, that year was 8 games.
So we are going further back. Okay. No, I made a TikTok saying the same thing about the Suns. Like, oh, they fixed their depth, but now you have this front court issue. And the verbiage I used was close your eyes and imagine Yusuf Nurkic NBA champion and try not to pass out. Like, there's no way you can. That's just. Can you like close your eyes? Imagine like the finals, the decals are on like the court, and it's Nurkic ready to like do the jump ball thing. That's never happening.
I think it's harder to imagine him just like playing in the finals. Like you can imagine him, riding the bench to the NBA finals while they close with KD at center. But imagine NBA finals game 7, 2 minutes on the clock, and Yusuf Nurkic is on the floor. Like you'll have an aneurysm.
Hey, Kendrick Perkins said that Bol is going to be a defensive player of the year candidate. So guess we're out of luck, man. We have no idea.
There was a while where I used to call him Nick Right, Nick Wrong, because it was just like, oh, he said something. It's the exact opposite of whatever is true. I feel like Perkins has that exact same of like, oh, cool, Perkins said it. So the opposite is what's actually real.
I kind of give him a pass because I feel like he's, like he's a grifter, like he's doing it intentionally. Like he's either incredibly dumb or he's doing it for
He's
show.
the Candace Owens of
I'm
NBA
gonna give you a
analytics.
hint, Dylan. It's both.
Oh,
It's
God.
both.
It's like those like right wing YouTube channels that like get really mad when there's like women in Star Wars. And it's like I'm sure that like part of them does hate that, but they're playing it up for clicks. I feel like Perkins is the NBA version of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can flip Grayson Allen for like a starting or a solid NBA level rotation center at some point.
Yeah, centers are easy to get is I guess the benefit.
There might be a decent one on buyout. I can't imagine who at the moment, but someone. There's always a decent old center who comes around. No?
What's Serge Ibaka up to?
What's
So,
the
Is he still playing?
the new CBA has tougher rules on second apron teams signing buyout players. Does anyone remember what that is?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
you
right.
can't.
Can't do it.
You just straight up can't.
Damn, they can't do anything.
Hmm.
They could give our boy Mike Dom a call.
That's
They
true.
don't.
Can we do
Hey,
our record?
At least
I
get
have
someone
a-
that tries.
Yeah.
That's true. Dom has effort and energy.
Yeah,
I
he's
have the
there.
Suns at 51 wins. I still think they're really talented. They have a bunch of scorers on the roster, but in terms of that finals run, especially with everyone else getting fucking crazy around them, I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm actually slightly higher on them. Like I have them at 55 because I think their problems will be much easier to see in the playoffs, where you can game plan against them, go against them again and again. I don't think they have as many different lineups or versatility that they can use, because you're basically looking at like guard scorers that can shoot. You don't even have like a strong downhill attack the presence. You've got a lot of guys who can do the mid-range or catch and shoot. So I think it's going to be a good mix for the regular season, bad mix for the playoffs.
I had them at 47. I think they're going to run into two major issues. The first is that their defense is going to suck because they can't protect the rim. And I guess they're going to have to play small, or they have to play Nurkic, who can't defend the rim either. But has no choice but to play drop coverage. And then I don't think the offense is going to be otherworldly. Like, this isn't, to me, a top 3 sort of offense that they would need to be to carry them to really high wins. And probably the simplest thing is just that they're going to have a math problem. They've got guys that score at a bunch of, twos. It's what the Clippers ran into last year, where they actually shot with incredible, really good efficiency, but Kawhi and Paul George take twos, not threes, and Devin Booker and Bradley Beal are gonna, and KD to an extent, they're 2-point shooters, and so they're gonna have a math problem on offense.
I had them at 50 flat. I'm obviously worried about the defense. I'm worried about the depth, but I think they're still going to be a really good regular season team, because when you've got stars like that, it's kind of hard to lose regular season games in such. I mean, you can look at the Nets, but I don't think this team's the Nets.
Yeah. Well, if you're a Vegas person or just a degenerate sports gambler, like some of us are, the Vegas over-unders have them at 52.5. Our average, with 3 of us taking the under, has them at under 51, 50.75. So don't bet the over.
I think that's a good under.
I'd take the under.
Yeah.
They're the perfect West team right now. They're like so many other Western Conference teams. They're an injury away from like 41 wins. Every other team, or every team seems to have that issue.
Yeah. I mean, if Durant got hurt, God, even when Nurkic gets hurt, like their center depth is not enough there for a big injury. All right, who we want to talk about next? Are we? Who do we think is going to be the next best team?
Well, I didn't think that the Suns were going to be the best team to begin with.
All right, who do you think is going to be the best team in this division?
The Chris Paul Golden State Warriors.
Excellent.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, do you?
So I know you say that facetiously, but there have been the reports that Chris Paul will be starting. So I thought our fun question for the Warriors would be: Curry, Clay, Green, Wiggins, and Looney were the best 5-man unit in basketball last season. But with Chris Paul presumably starting, one of them has to go to the bench. Rank the 4-man lineups without one of the 5 starters. So we've got the no Wiggins, no Clay, no Curry, no Green, no Looney. Which one has the best net rating, 1 through 5?
I think the one I like the most is no Green, no Draymond.
Okay.
Draymond, even going into the Draymond coming off the bench would be good for them. Chris Paul coming off the bench would be the best thing, but if they're dead set on this, I think the least likely to go to the bench is Klay Thompson. I think Steph would go to the bench before Klay is like, yeah, I'll do that. There's just an ego thing there, but I could picture, Chris Paul being like 6 foot Draymond Green. You guys, everyone can envision that with me.
Yeah, exactly. They're the ones with the most duplicative skill set. They're guys that are creating, that are facilitating, scoring opportunities for their teammates, and their skill sets aren't very complementary.
That's excellent analysis. But do we think the no Green lineup is the best lineup?
Yeah. You
are wrong. It is the 3rd best lineup.
Oh, you mean?
I didn't know this was a quiz.
Sorry. Are we doing last year? I thought we were doing with Chris Paul. Okay,
last year, by
the Warriors
net
stuck
rating.
without Draymond, so yeah.
If I had to choose, then I think it would be the one without Clay, right?
Yeah, I'd say without Clay, then without Looney.
I wouldn't put the Looney one so high. Looney's so helpful to that team.
Are we talking? No, I think
I'm losing my
We're talking by
mind.
net rating. So, which lineup
think-
with the other 4 players produces the highest net rating is going to be number 1.
Yeah, that was with Draymond, right?
Without Clay.
I don't fucking know.
Without Clay
Dylan.
is number 2.
Okay.
Who the
Without Wiggins.
Without Wiggins is number 1.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Put it
They
together.
had-
Put it
they had
together. He
decent
didn't play
squad
much
depth
last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
By net rating, they were plus 16.4 points without the Wiggins. They were plus 15.7 without Clay, plus 9.33 without Draymond, plus 9.3 without Curry, negative 6.55 without Looney. So
Yeah.
without Looney, they go from being really good to really bad.
He's the worst player technically, but he's in terms of like basketball, you gotta have him out there.
Yeah.
He's the most irreplaceable.
Yeah, maybe that makes him better. Maybe we should adjust our rankings a little bit, but totally get that.
Just thought it was a nice thing to think about because I've seen the pitch of, well, you just put Draymond at center, and I don't think Draymond has the speed or the strength to be a center throughout the course of the regular season. Like, I think Looney is probably the most irreplaceable of that crew.
It's also helpful to have some height in the lineup. I know that's not thrown around a lot when it comes to the Warriors, but having your tallest player be 6'6" is kind of insane at any point. And when it came to the playoffs, the Warriors were so much better with Looney as opposed to Green. They looked better with Looney than when Green got suspended during Game 3. They just looked like a way better team than they did at any other point in the series. Looney's got to stay on the court. I don't know what they're doing starting Paul over him.
Hopefully,
I actually liked the Warriors quite a bit, and Dylan's not too far off. I had the Suns at 51 wins with the Warriors at 49. I loved the Chris Paul bit, and I just feel like you get Jordan Poole out of there, and as much as you can like him, that team didn't like each other very much. And if anyone can play like we are the smartest team, we play so free flowing, and we make all the right plays, it's this Warriors team, and they know how to play together. And if anyone can stay on top of that, it's someone as smart as Chris Paul.
Yeah, and I mean the biggest knock against the Warriors is that Chris Paul is going to like ruin their starting lineup. Well, if it doesn't work, Steve Kerr is not just going to keep it like that for the entire season. Like if they get 10 games into the thing and they, get 10 points better when they put Looney in for Chris Paul, like they're just going to start Looney and move Chris Paul to the bench. And so like maybe it's a little bit rough to begin with, but they'll figure it out. I had them interestingly at 48 wins, so I'm lower than you while also being higher than you.
Okay. Interesting.
Just lower on the Suns, I guess. But yeah, like the starting lineup is still ridiculous. They've got decent depth.
I like a lot of the pieces they added.
When everyone plays, they win games.
Yeah. I think some of the pieces that they added, really under the radar signings, like Corey Joseph. He's going to be the third string point guard, but like that is a competent player that, hey, if someone's hurt in the playoffs and now Corey needs to play 10 minutes a night, I'm not freaking out. Rodney McGruder, he's been a fringe NBA player for a couple of years, but he was good with the Heat a few years back in the playoffs.
That's the funniest signing. Do you guys remember the Klay Thompson, Rodney McGruder?
Loosely. I remember something about that.
I don't.
Rodney McGruder had like a bit of a scuffle with the Warriors after the game, and Klay was on guest commentary, and he was saying that like they're like, what's going on, Klay? He's like, McGruder's just mad. He's probably going to be out of the league soon, so he's probably just mad about that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Don't know why he's acting like a good player. It's Rodney McGruder.
Yeah, he did shoot 42% from three.
I love Rodney McGruder. Rodney McGruder is a good player, but it's a hilarious.
Is he above 6'6"?
No,
he's 6'6".
No, he's not. He is not.
But you know who is? Usman Garuba.
I will go at such great lengths to defend Usman Garuba as much as I would, because I'm Spanish, he's Spanish. I love Garuba. He's not that good. He's really not that
Oh.
good. I want him to be good so badly, but he can't
betrayal.
do anything in the post. He's got no bag, zero bag.
He's like he's a poor man's Draymond Green. He's like a pretty versatile defender, but like absolutely zero offensive
there we go.
ability.
He was like if Draymond Green could only average less than 1 assist a game.
Yeah, it's like Draymond if you can't pass, and it's like, what are you doing on offense? But
Right.
he's like, got some decent size and athleticism.
Yeah,
He
and he's a
shot
bully.
40%. He shot 40% from 3 last year, guys. What are you talking about?
How many attempts was that?
Was
That's
that 4
not
of 10?
important. That's not important,
it
right? Yeah, no, he was 24 of 59 last year. He's knocking him down.
I cannot wait for Usman Garuba to go play for Tenerife in Liga ACB in Spain and be a demon, but this is probably not his year.
Do you want to know what he shot in the World Cup?
Not good.
I have no idea.
He didn't hit a single three. He's over.
He didn't hit a single three. I know.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, he was knocking him down for Houston. He's like, this guy's 20 years old. He's 21. He's younger than me.
Yeah. The thing is, like, hey, you're taking swings at guys on the minimum, guys that have been cut from other places. And, like, what's a better place for Usman than to be with Draymond Green? And, like, to kind of teach him, show him the ropes. Like, if there was a place for him to be successful, this is probably a decent spot. And you're back on the 2 timelines train. You got him, Moody, Kuminga. Got that young trio.
It's just one
That's-
timeline now.
That's
just
the future of the
one.
league, man.
I can't
time
believe I just heard
horizons.
that.
Kamingo, Garuba, Moody, that's the future of the league.
I can't believe I just heard Usman Garuba and future of the league in the same sentence. I think I'm gonna like pass out or something. I'm gonna go back to work.
His future is that he may or may not be in the league.
There we go. That's better. Do you know his first name? His full name is actually Destiny. That's his real name. There's your fun Usman Garuba fact of the day.
Why does he
That's-
go by Usman?
That's less cool than Usman.
Yeah, Destiny Usman Garuba.
That's his name. I don't know why.
So my
He's
wife
a
and I are
first-round pick.
about to the stage of like having kids, and so like we pay a lot of attention to people's names and whatnot. And there was a friend that just had their kid, and we're like, oh, good, that they had a good name. We started discussing like terrible kids' names, and my wife was throwing out names. I'm not going to say them because I don't want to insult these people, but they're like, oh, that's a stripper name. Like, I would never give my kid a stripper name. Destiny is a stripper name. Like,
That's too
just
bad.
terrible.
Nate, can you name your firstborn Hoops Temple so we can have free marketing for the
good.
rest of the year? Right? That's a good idea.
Do you want to know what my firstborn son's name will be? I've had this picked out for years.
All right, sure, if you have it picked out.
Yeah. So when I was like 8 years old, I promised that I would name my firstborn kid after my best friend. And I held.
Very nice.
I remember that promise. It's gonna be a middle name though. It's Joseph. So middle name's Joseph.
First name Corey?
No, Julius.
Julius
one.
Joseph Hoops Temple Schwartz.
Right.
Well-
Throw it all in there.
So I found out that my great grandfather on my dad's side's name is Julius. I'm like, cool, it's a family name. I can get away with this. Then if he's athletic and cool, he can just go by Julius and be cool. And if he's like nerdy and maybe just stands in the corner and shoots threes, he goes by JJ. Figured this out.
Dude,
That's
that's some
brilliant.
in-depth shit
Right?
That
right
is
there.
brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if he ever wants to go like in corporate world and like just be a normal person, he can just go by his middle name Joe or Joseph. Like, you know.
You've got it all planned out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I told
And
my
if he
wife
wants
this.
to be a basketball podcast pioneer, Hoops Temple, his second middle name.
All right, Jack. What do you got for Warriors wins?
Warriors win total. I just went with 47. I wanted to give the Kings a couple more. That was some homerism, but I think around 47. 47 is what I landed on. I could see them going a game or two higher. I think the line is something like 40 because I was desperate. 49 because I was desperate to bet the under on the Warriors, but I'm going with 47.
I'm pulling a Dylan here, and I'm just going over with all of these teams because I don't know. It's a long season. Someone will have injuries, and then everyone else will bump up. I went with 51 for the Warriors. I feel like there were 44 last year, and Wiggins played like 30 games. Having him back,
They
gotta be
had the
helpful.
point differential of a 47-win team last year, though.
Yeah.
So you add in a full season of Wiggins.
point
Few,
differential
minus
go
a
well.
few.
They're
Yeah,
losing the production of Jordan
minus a few
Poole, though.
games. Minus
Oh,
a few
no.
games for Chris Paul.
I was going to say, that at least this season, they won't have someone punch someone else in training camp,
Right.
but we don't know that for sure. Draymond and Paul could still come to blows. Like, that's not been settled yet.
Steve Kerr and Chris Paul. You don't think Steve Kerr has forgotten about Chris Paul pretending to laugh at his joke, do you?
Ooh, that's an
How do you
iconic
remember
clip.
these?
That is an iconic clip.
It's an iconic NBA clip.
It really is.
Steve Kerr makes a joke, Chris Paul does a fake laugh, and then goes dead serious.
Yeah.
Do not.
And then he
remember.
was asked about it. And then when he was asked about it, his quote wasn't shit funny.
Yeah, it was ain't shit funny. I say that every day. I use ain't shit funny all the time. It's a great catchphrase. It's great.
Why'd you pretend to laugh? Ain't shit funny.
Ain't shit funny.
All right. Well, for our Vegas stands out there, the Vegas over-under line is 48.5. And with my high total, we actually came in at 48.7. So we're very close.
Line. That's a good line.
Yeah. Stay away from this one.
Yeah, don't bet this one.
All right. Now it's time to play a little bit of favoritism here. We got 2 Kings fans on, 1 Clippers fan, 1 Lakers fan. Are we talking about Kings next, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Let's
I think
do
we
it.
should take a vote. 2 to 1.
Did you guys have the Kings with the next most wins?
I did.
I
yeah,
did.
and actually, no, I had him tied with the Lakers. Actually, which
I ended up having like Lakers, Suns, Kings, Warriors. Then the other one.
Lakers at the top.
No,
What is wrong with the fuck?
Suns, Lakers,
Okay,
Lakers too.
gotcha. Okay.
All
Not
right.
that crazy.
Let's talk Kings. This one I don't have quite as much fun of a question. Does not apply to this upcoming season. But the last time the Kings made it past the first round was 2004. There are 7 Kings who played in at least 10 playoff games. There were they put in guys for like 1 minute. So I was like, all right, you had to actually play. How many of the 7 can you guys name?
Who are these that
Wait,
played
what?
in 04?
Yes. The last time the Kings made it to the second round of the playoffs, which should be Sacramento's goal this year, there were 7 guys who played in the majority of the games.
So what? 2005?
Nope, 2004.
2004.
0304.
Did we lose against Minnesota
Yeah.
Yes.
that year?
That's 7 games.
I can damn near get that roster. I think.
I
right?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I
Oh,
wanna say-
let's go.
So Weber, Stojakovic, Christie,
Yep.
Bibby, Divock
Yep.
Jackson, easy, right? And then Jabari Smith's dad played for sure
Yeah.
He
Fuck
did.
yeah.
because I just did a video on that. So that's 7. I've got 7. I can't not include Brad Miller. It's my favorite. Aaron knows how much I love Brad Miller. Love Brad Miller. Beyond that, I think it's 8. Gerald Wallace. That was in our Kings draft. Gerald Wallace.
Don't think
That's
he's on
9.
that team though.
Yeah, he was.
Wallace
surely.
is not on the
Not
0304
an
0304? Come on.
He's
Nope.
gone.
Ah,
And you named another name in there. It was Parker.
yeah,
Parker?
no, Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith Jr.'s dad.
Jabari Smith, his senior, is on that team. He only played in 4 of the playoff games.
It counts.
What else do
counts,
you need
ladies
from
and
us,
gentlemen.
Nate?
I'm still looking for that 7th guy to play at least 10 games in the playoffs.
Ooh.
Was it who is the center with the crazy hair? Nate,
Scott Pollard. It is not Scott Pollard.
Not Pollard.
Ooh, wait, now I'm embarrassed.
Was it what was it? Was it Hito? Is he on that team?
It is not Hito. Hito was not on
Hito.
that team.
Is this
0304?
Yeah.
0304.
What position does he play?
He is listed as a shooting guard.
Oh, I got no chance. No idea.
And it's not. So we're not looking for Jackson.
Nope,
We've
Bobby
got Jackson.
Jackson. He did not play in as many playoff games. What did he get traded mid-season? Looks like he only got 50 games in that year, so either trade or injury.
Like Anthony Peeler? I don't know.
Anthony Peeler.
Dude,
That is the name.
What a pull.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Wow. That name like flashed into my head, but I was
Right?
like, who the fuck is that? Like I don't even know if that's a Kings player.
No, he wasn't very good. I don't like. Obviously, he played for the Kings when I was a small baby, but anything I remember from him wasn't great.
Good work. Good work.
He was the
Josh.
veteran savvy, backup guard that could control the pace and
I don't think I could
tempo.
tell you anything about Anthony Beeler.
Played shooting
I've
guard
told
for
you
the
all I can
Kings
tell you.
2004. Throw those ones out there.
Yeah, at least you know the name. I've never heard of this guy.
I was like,
Oh, it
6
was
of these
his-
names are real easy, but the seventh one's going to
Man.
be tricky.
Oh, that was his second to last year in the league. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
He shot 48%
Dude's a baller, man.
from 3.
We should have beat KG
Anyway.
and the Wolves that year. Is that the year with the KG's quote? Was like, I got some Mac 12s and the whole like I'm ready to go to war clip. Is that the same series?
It
Yeah.
is the same series.
It's so fucking. I'm so disappointed because KG has that whole clip, and then Vlade, who like it comes from like a war-torn country, delivers like the hardest line ever. Where he goes like he knows nothing about war, and if the Kings won that game, that would have been the greatest day of my life. That's like
People would have sampled that on rap songs.
I
It
know
would've been
they
great.
would have. He knows nothing about war.
He knows
Man,
nothing.
we missed out on that. And it's like in the deep Vlade voice too. God.
Yeah, exactly. Oof.
Okay. Well, we can talk about the Kings. I had them at 46 wins. I felt like our stability is our greatest strength at this point. We know exactly what we're doing. We were pretty good last year for mostly every other team. The like the Suns or the Grizzlies or the Warriors, Pelicans, Timberwolves. We're talking about integrating new guys, trying new stuff, working out all the kinks. The Kings will hit the ground running, and I like that. They don't have the talent of a 50-something win team, but I ended up saying like we got better because of continuity and Sasha Vezenkov, and so that'll bring us up by 3 wins. Got the Vezenkov jersey on.
Oh
You
my
already have
God.
a Vezenkov
Wow.
jersey?
That's
That's
incredible.
awesome.
I have been posting Sasha Vezenkov content on my TikTok account since maybe April, like 4 months before we signed him. I've been
Wow.
all in. I have so many stocks on this guy. If he fails, I am ruined. My
He's
career is
ruined.
It's over.
But they were also the clutchest team in the league, and I don't think that's going to happen again. And so it's like 3 wins forward, 3 wins back, right about the same spot.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to look at our clutch stats last year and envision that we repeat it. But it's also really hard to look at our playoff shooting stats and envision that we're going to do that again because we shot so generationally horrible the second we got to the playoffs. I think it's got to get a little bit better. I have us at 47 wins just so I could have us a little bit above the Warriors and put us in 3rd place, but that's where I'm at.
I need to separate the Kings and the Lakers. I have them both at 46 wins. Do I want to move the Kings up or the Lakers down? I'll think about it. I gotta take a win from somebody else. So if we're not as enthusiastic going forward, or something else changes, we'll see. Maybe I'll just take another win from the Blazers from 18 to 17 wins.
There it is. Take a win from the Clippers. What about that?
There you go. Sorry,
Yeah,
Dylan. Let's see
there
what
we
Dylan
go.
has to say first. I'll let him defend himself.
On the Kings, I had 45 wins based on similar logic to you guys. Like, it's pretty much the same team. Some minor tweaks to the roster. Maybe a little bit better. Factor in clutch performance, which you don't expect to continue. They shot really well from 3, which maybe that comes down a little bit. They were I think the best offense in the league last year, based a lot on that perimeter shooting and mid-range shooting, which can be a little bit up and down. And then also health. They were, stayed healthy. You don't want to project injuries for players, but you don't want to assume, perfect health. And so, yeah, they had the point differential of a 47-win team last year with awesome health and shooting. So jumped them down a couple at 45.
I dropped them down to 43. Sorry, guys. Here's the deal. The West is incredibly good.
Fucking bullshit. Go ahead, Nate.
The West
This better be good. This better be
So-
really
Okay,
good.
let's talk about this.
I think we can all agree the Kings overachieved last year. They're
Now
going to
we
come
achieved-
back.
Yeah, but now we achieved. Now we're just that's just what we
Yeah.
are now.
Tentatively, I'll agree with you on that.
So I think Phoenix got a lot better than from where they were last year. Golden State, by having Wiggins back, I anticipate being a better team. The Lakers post deadline, it did have a better record than the Kings. I went and double checked that because I remember Aaron, you saying something about maybe they didn't. They did. They're bringing back that lineup. I think the whole West has gotten a lot better. And while the Kings are going to have greater continuity, they had a lot of luck factors that went for them in getting up to that 48. I think getting down to 43, I was debating 43, 44, and maybe put down 44 just to make you guys a little bit happier. I think they'll still be above 500. But yeah, they survived without injuries. They had the late luck, and the whole rest of the West got better around them. I mean, I don't know what
if you're someone who really likes depth, and depth is a big factor in how good a team is in the regular season, and I don't know if there's a better team in terms of depth in the Pacific. This Kings team is deep. There's 11 guys deep. Once you look at the Suns, there may be 6 guys deep. Clippers, I don't know, maybe 8 guys deep. The Warriors
are deep, but it's sad deep.
Wait.
It's not the greatest deep.
How do you? Let's talk about this Kings depth.
So, let's talk about this Kings.
Let's talk about it. Sabonis, Barnes, Murray, Herter, Fox. Those 5 quality players. Yep. Davion Mitchell, Malik Monk. I think we can call them both quality players.
Yes, we can, Aaron.
Trey Lyles? Are you going to call him?
Yes.
Trey Lyles is good.
We are. Trey Lyles is a very good player.
He'd be the Lakers' 4th best player.
He would not be the Lakers. He would not. He got outplayed by Rui Hachimura last year in the playoffs.
Outplayed
is a stretch, but sure.
Alex Len?
Nobody's bringing up Alex Len, and Alex Len was fine.
No, the Kings were great on defense when Len was playing.
I'm continuing to just run through your guys. Chris Duarte's fine.
Chris Duarte is good. They haven't even mentioned Vezenkov yet.
Vezenkov.
The MVP of the European League. Let's be serious.
Okay, let's see if he's better or worse than Trey Lyles. Let's call him
I would take 2 Trey Lyles. He's a really good player.
If he's just like Trey Lyles, it's fine. Fine with me.
I actually, for another trivia question, I was looking up the best 3-man lineups, and Fox, Trey Lyles, and Harrison Barnes as like a 3-man unit are like plus 16 points per 100 possessions. Just some insane numbers.
Sleeping on him.
Yeah.
And you didn't even bring up JaVale McGee.
That's true.
The guy the Mavs cut.
JaVale's washed. Come on, guys.
He's good.
I have no standing with JaVale McGee. I have none. Yeah. We did just sign Jalen Noel, so if you like inefficient bench scorers who can't play defense, then hey.
He's a great Terrence Davis replacement.
Terrence Davis.
Noel played he's like 10 points per game, and he's a training contract or a training camp deal. Like, I thought the value there was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Colby Jones was great in college.
Yeah.
I recorded a video about the Bucks should sign him, or really it was like all of the guys still available for the Bucks to sign. And I was like, all right, I'll post this in a little bit. Gotta try to space out videos. And then I saw a video of Jax being like, Kings just signed this guy. I was like, fuck. Of course. Why? Oh, wait. I'll just post it now and we'll just call it good. But
I'm curious, Nate, what seed did you have the Kings?
I do not have it fully fleshed out in the West.
You were going to say play-in.
Get your shit together. I have him as
absolutely play-in team.
I have him as a 7th seed.
I mean, let's look at this. They will be behind the Nuggets. They will probably be behind the Suns and Warriors. I'm putting them behind the Lakers.
Sure, I'll accept it.
Okay, then I could see them being higher than Memphis. Ja's gonna be missing in a lot of games. Clippers health is always the concern in here, but they're looking at maybe at best like the 6th seed there. It's a tough West.
I have us around 6 or 5 as a seed. I think we're probably going to be okay in the regular season just because of the depth. We can afford to run like a 13-man lineup. A lot of teams can't do that. We can keep guys healthy. I think there is probably a decent level of skepticism that should go towards our playoff run because we don't have established playoff guys. But I think we should be pretty solid in the regular season.
I think you guys are way overrating this depth of thing here.
I was gonna note, like, you say our injury luck is so good, yet we have one of the best systems in the league to withstand injuries in terms of our depth and in terms of the the rotations were playing.
We didn't
Well,
even
you-
mention
we're
Kessler
not.
Edwards.
You don't heavily
Kess-
rely.
is he still on the team, Kessler?
Oh,
Edwards?
Kessler Edwards is still on the team.
He didn't even mention Kessler Edwards. That guy's great.
Yeah, Kessler Edwards is great.
That would be the 5th best player on the Lakers right now. Is
Totally.
Kessler Edwards.
The Lakers wish they could start Kessler Edwards.
Are you kidding? He's like a great 3-and-D wing. He's
Have
fantastic.
you ever watched how much that guy hustles? God,
Thank
he
you.
hustles.
Oh man, you want me to talk to you guys about Alex
Oh.
Fudge and how much Alex Fudge hustles?
Is that did you
Kessler
just
Edwards
chat
is a
GPT
good fucking
what?
player.
Alex Fudge?
Yeah, Lakers Summer League standout Alex Fudge.
I was at the Lakers Summer League. I did not. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Alex
Straight
Fudge.
up hustling.
Yeah, sure. There was guys on the Lakers Summer League team I liked a lot, like LJ Figueroa, by the way, a hustler on your Lakers Summer League team. Great dude. Played for Puerto Rico.
Alex Castleton and played great.
That's not his first name. His name's Colin.
Is it Colin Castleton?
Yeah, it's Colin
Mike-
Castleton. The
Am I
big,
mixing
big,
up two of the guys? Yeah, the big,
Yeah.
Nate's
the big
not
white
actually
guy.
a Laker.
the big white dude. The,
Yeah.
the sour cream specialist. I don't know.
Yeah,
Something.
get out of here with all this depth. We got the sour cream specialist. Actually, don't think we signed him. I'm pretty sure he's no longer.
I
on
don't
the
think
team.
Colin Castleton's on your roster.
Yeah,
There was some controversy about that guy. I can't remember what.
it was that he was good.
No, it
and
wasn't. Come on.
Keep him.
He was like something insane. He was like a dirty player in college or something. I can't remember what.
Listen, to make it in the league, you got to be dirty if you're a white guy. That's just talk to Grayson Allen. It's kind of how this works at this point.
I knew that was coming.
That's true.
Uh,
Okay. I rest our beautifully laid case about why the Kings are actually the best team in the world. I'll let you guys Clippers, Lakers. I don't want to hear any rebuttals because I just quite frankly am not interested. I can't be moved.
Dylan,
When
where are
you've
you
got
going on the
guys like-
Clippers?
Do you want to do Lakers first? Everyone has Lakers over Clippers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, tough luck, Don.
I mean, you guys are gonna. I had them last in this division, but the difference between first and last is like 4 wins,
Yeah.
and so even though I did have them last, I'm imagining you guys are going to be way too low.
Yeah, so just like looking at last season's wins, the Kings had 48 and the Lakers had 43, and that's first to last. Like we're talking 5 games here. This is actually the first time that all 4 California teams have made the playoffs in the same year since we've had it, which just be fun. I think we're due for a repeat.
Yeah, I'm actually predicting based on my wins that the entire Pacific Division is going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah. That actually has happened a lot. Having an entire division make
okay.
it,
I was going to say.
that is less rare than having all 4 or all 4 California teams
Yeah.
make it.
Well, I guess there was like that period where the Southwest was like,
Yeah.
Really good.
yeah.
There's
Like,
also
you
been
just
times
keep
where the Atlantic has been really good. Toronto, Boston, Philly. Yeah,
Yikes.
and then during the Carmelo Anthony era.
Oh, fine. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It happens. I've got a fun Lakers stat and then a fun Lakers question. My Lakers stat is that Davis, Reeves, LeBron were plus 14, basically 14.9 points per 100 possessions. I then was trying to look at like what other lineups have done that, and it's like so many lineups because like Curry, Draymond, Looney, Curry, Draymond, Clay, Curry, Draymond, Poole. Like you could just throw in other guys. So I pivoted away from that from a question. My Lakers question is: LeBron has played in 1,421 games, 10th most all time. Can you name the 9 players that have played more regular season games than him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Aaron definitely can.
Let's do this.
Aaron, what you got?
Kareem,
Check.
Karl Malone,
Check.
John Stockton,
Check.
Kevin Willis,
Check.
Vince Carter,
Check.
Robert Parrish.
Check.
How many is that?
Let's see. 1, 2,
7
3,
or something?
5. Yeah, you were missing 3.
I'm missing
And I
3.
will. Yep, I will eliminate you if you get a wrong name. And then Dylan and Jack got to figure out the others.
Okay.
Oh no.
God.
I'll try not to stall. I'll try not to stall.
So wait, let's go over who we have. So
We got
said Willis,
3 left, right?
right?
Yeah, 3 left. Yes, Kevin Willis is probably the hardest one out there. Robert Parrish, Kareem, Vince Carter, John Stockton, and Karl Malone.
Reggie
Okay.
Miller.
You are eliminated.
Shit.
Is he like a 12th or something?
Are the last 3 Hall of Famers?
The last 3 are all in the Hall of Fame.
So Dirk, right?
Ooh.
Surely
Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay,
It's
that's
Duncan
the one
up?
I could guarantee.
Sorry, Dylan, what was yours?
Is Tim Duncan up there?
Tim Duncan is number 12. You've been eliminated.
God damn.
all
Jack,
on
it is
Jack.
down to you. And I'm going to give you this hint. There are 4 MVPs between the 2 of them.
Malone,
That's
Uh,
right.
you-
both of them, right?
Moses Malone,
Oh,
yes, that is one of them.
Nice.
3 of the MVPs down.
I have the other one. I'll hold on to it.
You know the other one. Okay. All
Player
right.
played 1,462 regular season games, so he will likely be passed by LeBron this season.
Is he white?
He is not white.
Oh shit! I thought it was John Stockton.
Aaron already got John Stockton.
Oh, never mind. Damn.
Give
I have
him the decade.
He played in the 2000s.
Garnett,
Kevin Garnett.
Well done.
the closer.
There we go. Yeah, LeBron will. Provided he plays like 50 games, he'll pass Karl Malone, Garnett, Moses, and Kevin.
Knock
Willis.
on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I ended up with the Lakers because they were on fire at post trade deadline. They were partying it up. No Russell Westbrook. Let's go. Life is good, but if anything makes me nervous, it's health. I had him at 46 wins with a ceiling of like 52 and a floor of like 12. Because I just have no idea of where how LeBron's foot's gonna be, and Anthony Davis is always banged up. I had Anthony Davis on my fantasy basketball team last year. He was
It's the
day to
worst
day
thing.
every
Oh.
single day. He never
David
came
Davis.
off
That's what
it.
they call him, Anthony
And
David
it was
Davis.
like he actually played and ended up being like really good, obviously, and he was
Right.
fantastic when he's out there. But like it was insane, like drafting him, and as soon as like the season started, it was like day to day. Like I remember joking so much about how he made it like a commitment, like, oh, I'm gonna play every game, like I'm in it this season, and then he was questionable for game 2. Like he made it 1 game, and that was it. That's all he had left.
Yeah. I we also kind of looked into the Lakers with and without LeBron and Davis. And the games without LeBron Davis, they're like -2 points per 100 possessions. Like they are very reliant on the health of those 2 guys. And so that I couldn't put them into the 50 win range. But if you want to talk about depth, I think the Lakers finally have like a good 10-man rotation, or at least 10 guys deep. You're shaking your head no. But
No.
would you really want to try to say that Chris Duarte is that much better than like Cam Reddish?
Yeah, Cam Reddish is not an NBA
Yes,
player.
I am actually going to say that. No, I am going to say
You're
that.
Hang on.
insane.
We can have that conversation. Let's do it.
You ruined it by going with Reddish. They do have some good
Thank you.
players.
That's the worst of all of them.
Don't pull Reddish. Reddish is
You
a
could've
really
said
nice
Max-
11th
You
man.
could have said Max Christie, and I would have maybe had a conversation about it.
It's just because the young player bias. But like
That's crazy.
Torian
Cam
Prince,
Reddish.
Jackson Hayes, like these are all
Jackson
just,
Hayes.
Jackson Hayes is terrible. That guy's
Jackson
not
Hayes
like
is terrible.
these are
The Lakers have 9 rotation players, and Nate hasn't pulled any of them yet.
that's a Torian Prince.
Okay, Torian Prince.
There, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out to
God.
19 Torian Prince.
D'Angelo Russell is better than anyone on the Kings bench.
you can have him. Go ahead.
Ooh.
Hang out with him. Malik Monk? Malik Monk is better.
Malik
than
Monk is
D'Lo.
better.
No.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
What
he
happened?
Monk is
is.
absolutely
Malik
not better
Monk
than
was like
D'Lo.
20 points per night in the
You
playoffs
couldn't
first
play
round.
D'Lo in the playoffs.
Yeah.
D'Lo was DNP. It was a DNP. And Malik Monk was playing like 40 minutes a game.
Nate, what was D'Lo's playoff 3-point percentage?
Not great. But historically, D'Lo has been significantly better.
In the playoffs?
Oh, but Malik Monk
That's
got
not
hot for
historic.
once in his life. You really want to tell me that
Clemson
that
is like
Malik
he's hot all the
Monk-
time.
Malik Monk hot all the time?
He
That's
scored
his thing.
45 points against the Clippers. Remember that?
Yeah.
No, I
Fuck your
don't.
Clippers up.
Dylan, do you remember
Yeah,
that?
Was
Oh.
that the game where both teams scored like 180?
Oh yeah, it was.
45 points.
All right.
Went off.
So,
in the
That was the
playoffs.
best game
He
of my
must-
life. I loved it.
So Malik Monk shot 35.9% from three on the season last year.
Yeah.
On the season, D'Angelo Russell 39.6. So
Okay.
if we want to bring out up stuff here and talk like sample size, yeah, Russell had a bad playoffs. Monk had a good hot week where he
A
played
bad
7
playoffs is
games.
insane.
Monk shot 33% from three in the playoffs. Just so you know, this guy that you're talking about being a super hot scorer. Yeah, he
was.
got in.
I'm
there.
seeing 31.0% from three on Russell. So
Yeah.
decimal's, man.
Yeah.
Make the argument D'Lo wasn't fucking playing. He wasn't in the game. They were DNPing him. Come on.
D'Lo played more minutes per game than Malik Monk in the
But
playoffs.
they were completely cutting him out. That's because we have
And he
depth.
still
Nate.
played
He was
more.
playing less minutes because we have depth.
There we go. It's the depth.
Yes, that great depth. Kevin Herter. What a
Kevin
what a
Herter.
steal.
He was
But you're disrespecting Kevin Herter. You could have chose anyone to disrespect. Herter's not the target. You're talking about.
That's a
With
deal.
Aaron, with Aaron, Kevin Herter has to be the target because I know it gets him riled up.
There's so many easy targets, and you chose a really good one.
I just want to mention with the Lakers, I fell for it every year, and that's why I coined the shit shuffle term. I did it when they got rid of Carmelo Anthony, and I did it last season, and this season. Like I'm not doing this anymore. They get rid of all of their bad players. They take on a bunch of projects, a bunch of players no one else wants, like Jackson Hayes, who the Pelicans needed good players. Like they're trying to make the playoffs. He's not even playing. And they're like, okay, like all these players we're gonna fix. Like we're gonna fix these guys. It's not happening. Like they're gonna be just as bad as they were last year.
But they got Christian Wood. Christian Wood is awesome.
He sucks. The Mavs needed a center so badly, and they wouldn't even play him.
Mavs needed someone who would play defense. That is not Christian Wood. But next to either Vanderbilt or Davis, they're going to be fine defensively. You just needed someone to score. Like he's going to be fighting with Rui Hachimura for minutes to be like that offensive spark plug.
I'm still waiting for the 9-man deep bench
Okay.
that we talked about
Davis.
for so long.
Davis,
Let me-
Vanderbilt, LeBron, Reeves, Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Taurean Prince, D'Angelo Russell, Christian Wood, Max Christie.
8.5. Take it or leave
8.5.
it. It's good, and they obviously have championship potential, like with their talent. But I'm not falling for the shit shuffle again. It's not happening. They're going to be about as good as they were last year.
I did actually, as much as I'll give Lakers fans crap about Christian Wood, I do actually like the idea in principle because it'll allow someone to score the ball when AD and LeBron can't play. So I guess that is valuable. I'll give you that. But Christian Wood in a playoff game is a terrifying, terrifying scenario.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's going to put up buckets in the regular season, which the Lakers actually do need. They don't have a lot of offensive creators. But yeah, then he just won't play in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, for the Lakers, you got to have a lineup that can score when LeBron is off the court. And like right now, you can run out a lineup of Davis, Wood, Vanderbilt, D'Lo, and Reeves. And like that still has some offense-defense balance. That can still put up points.
That's a bad scoring lineup. I don't like that at all.
I mean, hey, you're resting your best player. You got to, or call Davis the best player. But like you got to be able to score. And Reeves, D'Lo, and Wood will be able to put up points. I'm more concerned about when you rest Davis, the fact that they still don't have any like backup rim protection because that's not going to be Christian Wood.
What do you think about the Hungarian guy that the Lakers signed?
I don't think he's going to play.
Okay. I kind of liked him in Europe. I thought he was an interesting piece. I thought his perimeter defense, he's a really good rebounder. I liked some aspects of him. Vincent is his name.
Yeah, I don't even think
I don't really think I think he's on the roster now. I don't know.
No.
I want an excuse to talk about European players. I don't know.
I mean, I like it. It'd be nice if we could have another good big guy, but just yeah. Oh, hey, we do actually have Colin Castleton. We signed him on a two-way apparently. Kind of think he'll get cut.
And you want to talk about European players? We spent 2 minutes talking about Christian Wood, who's going to be playing in Turkey in like 2 years.
He is. He's going to go to the Tashkent Rovers of the Turkmenistani Basketball Association.
Turkey's so mean. Why? That's so specific.
least send him to
It could've been,
Lithuania.
Spain. Yeah, Spain.
Turkey
or
is insanely
Lithuania
good. He's going to go play for Antalyaspor in Turkey.
Turkey's a good league. I'm not saying
Alright.
China. I'm saying Turkey.
Okay.
He's
They're-
not
they're
good
a
enough for
big
Spain
basketball league.
anyway.
It's like a North Korean league. He's gonna go.
The league where they give you 8 points for a shot if you're down.
Mhm.
Turkey's one of the 5 best basketball leagues in the world. I swear.
Is it?
I believe you.
I wasn't
There's a
expecting it that much.
There's a couple.
Um,
There's a couple good teams in there.
What-
All
Jack,
good.
what's the best European league? Is it
Yeah.
Spain?
I mean, like I know
Probably
EuroLeague,
In
but
Spain.
Yeah.
Spain and
ACB.
Italy are up there.
Gotcha.
ACB and Spain. There are good teams in Turkey. I'm just being disrespectful. Fenerbahce is a solid team. Those guys are nice. Galatasaray are okay. Anyway,
All right, we got to touch on the Clippers
yeah. Well, give me your wins first,
for the Lakers.
Aaron. Yeah, what you got?
46.
46.
48.
There we go. That wasn't so hard. So average Lakers are 47.25.
What's
What'd
what's
you say?
their over under?
The Lakers over under is
Can't wait for this ridiculous number.
47.5.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's
What did
what
you
the
say,
hell?
Nate? What's your?
I thought it was going to be 50.
I went with 49. There's no
Okay.
way the Lakers are a 50-win team.
Yeah.
Like as high as I am on them, and having some continuity, like they kept players that can play with LeBron and Davis, Vanderbilt, Reeves, Rui, and D'Lo, but like I don't trust their health enough to get them to 50. There's that ceiling and that cap, and I won't cross it. But I think it's cool that we got to 47.25 and the over under is 47.5. So we are right at these lines. Vegas
do
knows what
like-
you're doing.
For all the bickering and like back and forth, it's like 46 wins to 49 wins. Like you're fucking crazy. You're an idiot. It's 3 wins. Like you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Exact same thing with the Kings. We're like, half of us are like saying they're the greatest team that last year, and then we're like, yeah, so we got them within like 2 wins of each other.
But it's like a disrespectful 2 wins too low.
Right.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right. So for the Clippers here, last season the Clippers were the second oldest team in the league. We don't quite know who's going to be the oldest teams because rosters are still being cut and trimmed down now. But this year they have 8 players who are over 30. Can you name the 8 players?
You want to do the same system with Dylan
Yeah.
this time?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if he gets one wrong?
What am I doing? Over 30?
Over 30.
Was
Well,
it-
30 or over, sorry.
Okay. How many? This is
8
gonna
of
be
them.
embarrassing if I get like 3 of them and then get wrong. Russ, Paul George, Kawhi,
Yep.
Mhm.
Morris, Batum,
Yep.
Norm Powell,
Yep. He was the one I thought he might be sketchy because he's at 30.
Rocco,
Rocco.
and
Oh, I
Plumlee.
know the last one. There we go.
Yep. Plumlee. So
God, Mason Plumlee's 30 years old.
Mason Plumlee is 33.
What? I play too much
Nope.
2K16. I'm like,
Don't worry. The Clippers do
Really?
have some young pieces that project to be in the rotation. Terrence Mann, Kenyon Martin Jr., Bones Highland, maybe Josh Primo.
holy shit, he's almost 34.
Josh Primo. Are we
Yeah.
gonna do the Josh Primo thing?
Yeah, we're going to do the Josh Primo thing. Primo is
Ooh.
suspended for 4 games
Oh.
for exposing himself to female members of the Spurs training staff. Sorry, we just talked about Sacramento for so long, and
I knew there was flashes of potential somewhere.
Oh god, he's shown flashes in his early career.
Yeah, there's been flashes.
Oh man,
Wow.
that was ball handling's not been as
The-
impressive as we
The
were
iron
expecting.
fist of the NBA came crashing down. 4 games, Josh Primo. Learn your lesson. The NBA is way too light on shit like that. He should be launched into the sun. Just an NBA themed, like NBA decals are on like a cannon that just shoots you into the Pacific Ocean.
I think there's probably a bit of Miles Bridges there where he basically set out the entire last season, so I'm sure that they factored that in.
Yeah,
Oh, that's such horse shit. The whole
It's-
like, oh, you've been sitting out, so that's your suspension. That's a bunch
like
of garbage.
just give
I
him the
miss David
suspension when
Stern.
it happens. Call it what it is. Give him a 30-game suspension when it happens, and then let teams figure it out. Or do the drug suspension thing where you have to spend 2 years in some other league. Have fun in the G League or in Turkey.
David Stern would have had Josh Primo excommunicado for life. Not only can you not play if other NBA players see you, they have to attack you. It's like a whole John Wick thing.
Yeah.
David Stern kind of strikes me as the kind of guy that might be okay with this sort of behavior.
Yeah.
It's kind of this is a take.
How could you slander David Stern like this, Dylan?
David Stern
He's
was kind of a 50s guy.
He's an old black guy. I'm sure he's like, well, this is what happens when you bring women into the workplace. These guys are all hyped up on testosterone, it's gonna happen.
We could do a Bill Simmons draft of commissioners that would be most okay with sexual harassment in the workplace.
Listen, you play
Roger
rap
Goodell's
music too
the
loud,
first
you're
pick.
suspended. But
With the first pick, I'm taking Roger Goodell.
Oh, good one. Good one.
Yeah.
all right, so the Clippers, aside from Highland, Primo, Kenyon Martin Jr., Terrence Mann, who may all have gotten better, we pretty much know what they are. But will this finally be the year where Kawhi and Paul George are healthy? Maybe.
I mean, at this point, you kind of expect that they are what they are, which is players that are going to play between 50 and 60 games. And before you guys go, trying to say that they're a 38-win team because of that, that's exactly what happened last year, and they won 44 games. And some of those 50 games for Kawhi were weird shit, where he's trying to come off the bench and whatever. And then they got better. So I'm interested to hear what you guys are gonna, where your win totals are gonna be.
So I think the thing with the Clippers is, even if they're healthy, I just don't love the roster to start. I don't feel like it has the LeBron Anthony Davis punch anymore. But another year, everyone gets a bit older. I had him at 40 wins.
Ooh.
But that's a low floor. That's me if things go wrong. When I went over my predictions, I had to be well, someone has to lose games, and I saw the Clippers as a team with a lower floor, so I kind of attacked them. It's gonna be a repeat of last season. I'm interested to see the new resting rules. Is that going to make them better? Actually make those guys play and they start winning more games and they just accidentally win 47 games, or are they actually incapable of playing that much and they do sustain serious injuries? So that's kind of it's the biggest wild card in the entire league, in my opinion.
For me, I feel like a lot of their guys have really started to show their age, not just the Kawhi and Paul George, but Marcus Morris had a stretch where he was really bad last season. And Nicholas Batum, who 2 years ago was hey, this is why I tricked Michael Jordan into giving me all of this money, why he gave me a bigger contract than Scottie Pippen made in his entire career. He showed flashes of it. And I think last year was really showing his age. It's just as we get another year older, I'm kind of more worried. I now have two worries, I guess I should say. One, will Kawhi and Paul George be healthy? Two, will the surrounding pieces look old and competent? So I went with 42 wins.
I was a little worried that mine was going to be low, and it's not, because Aaron and Nate have both gone lower than me. I went with 43 because I still do think that the top end talent is there, and I like Powell. Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit scared about everyone else. I'm not sure, is Amir Coffey going to be in the NBA? Because he had some legal troubles. So I don't know about that. I don't really know what Bones Highland is anymore. Brandon Boston Jr. just doesn't play. I saw him in college. He looked okay. But Amir Coffey I really liked, but I'm not sure if he's playing anymore.
Dylan, let us have it. What are you thinking? What's your defense for the Clippers?
Yeah. Like, I kind of see it's understandable where you guys are going wrong. Where you're
Where we're going
I'm
wrong.
gonna say that, like, where is where's the floor for this team? But the thing is, they pretty much already hit their floor last year. Like the two main guys played 50 wins, including the weird Kawhi coming off the bench. Other guys missed games or got old, like Morris and Non-Powell played only 60 games, where you'd expect probably more of him. And then the Clippers had a massive hole at power forward where they were playing Morris or Batum, who became unplayable. And they still won 44 games. And so, like, this team's gonna be better.
Are they?
Post trade deadline with Russ, the offense got a lot better. I know you guys have been shitting on Russell Westbrook, but since he came to the Clippers, he's actually been a lot better. Like, the scoring efficiency's fine, the usage is a career low. He's deferring, the pace is increasing, which is helping any play defense. And so, like, this team is better than they were last year. Like, you already hit the floor last year, and they won 44 games. So
Wait. Hit the floor last year. Are we sure? Because I feel like 50 games for Kawhi and PG might be closer to the ceiling. Like,
That's
if they
kind of
play,
what I was thinking.
yeah. And then the other guys, like, have you addressed the hole at power forward? Because Morris and Rocco are still kind of unplayable at times. And, like, what did they end up? 43 wins last year? 44?
KJ Martin can play some of those minutes. He's pretty solid. I liked that pickup, to be fair.
Yeah. Dylan asked me earlier this offseason if there were any players on the Houston Rockets I liked. And I said KJ Martin. And his response was, yeah, KJ will be on a different team by the time the Rockets get good. And he is on a different team. I like KJ Martin. I just, I'm not sure that they really have addressed all of those holes, or that the 44 wins is the floor, because we could see Kawhi and Paul play less.
It's a full season of Russell Westbrook. It's KJ Martin upgrading over Morris. They had unfortunate shooting luck. Their opponents started just making all their threes post trade deadline, which affected the defense. It was really solid to start the season, and then fell off because the
3-point shooting
opponents started making all their threes. And they still won 44 games. Like, Kawhi and Paul George are probably going to play more. The young guys are probably getting better. They brought in KJ Martin to replace some of those Morris minutes. This is going to be a good offensive team and a decent defensive team. They won 44 games last year and got better.
What are you expecting out of Bones Highland?
15 minutes as a backup point guard.
Okay.
How many wins did you say, Dylan, for the Clippers? What are you thinking?
Yeah, where are you at?
Despite my impassioned arguments, I went with 44.
Okay.
Because like Kawhi and Paul George are going to miss games, and like they do have some depth concerns, but like they won 44 last year, and they are not going to be worse than that.
Do you know where Vegas has them?
Go ahead, Nate.
46.5.
Wow.
Easy under
that.
I could see 46 easier than I could see 40.
Okay. That hurts my feelings, Dylan.
You get 60 games out of Kawhi and Paul George instead of 50. Palu's a good coach. KJ Martin plays well. Norm Powell plays more. He was important for their offense, and Russell Westbrook, you get a full season out of him.
Do you think you're more likely to see 60 games out of those two, or 40 games out of those two? Because I think that 60 is how you get get 50. I think 40 is how you get the 40.
60. Kawhi's coming in healthy. He's not going to miss the start of the season. He's not going to come off the bench. 60 is more likely.
Didn't he come in?
I wanted to touch on what Nate was saying earlier about, are we sure that's the floor? Because when I was saying the floor, I'm saying like Kawhi has a degenerative knee issue, and like he just misses a ton of time, and the career is in jeopardy floor. Like, that's the floor.
Right. We're talking realistic floor.
Dylan is bullying me, guys. I need someone to help me.
I was backing you up. I was saying you're talking realistic floor.
Yeah. But 40 wins is what I had.
Yeah, I don't know. I also I think the West is better this year. I think the teams that missed out on the playoffs or were below them in the Lakers, Warriors, Timberwolves, Pelicans, Thunder, Mavs.
You can mention the
all-
Jazz too.
I don't think Utah wants to be better.
Yeah.
Getting me up on Mike Conley and then try and turn over the point guard slot to gosh, what is the rookie name? Keontae
George.
Keontae George.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think-
Sexton.
Cool.
All right.
I don't think Sexton's going to run a competent offense that distributes and flows well like Mike Conley did. And so like
I just have such an irrational love for this team. I don't know why.
they're going to be fun. I think
Right?
they're a fun like 35 win team, not like a fun knocking on playoffs door. But
Yeah.
OKC, you saw what Shea and Kelly Olynyk did in FIBA. Well, Chet at Holmgren is like a better version of Kelly Olynyk right now, right?
Right.
That's all we need. I could see them jumping up. Pelicans, if you ever get 40 games of Zion, jump up. Minnesota, Anthony Edwards jumps up. I think the Lakers jump. So I'm just like, if these teams are rising, some teams have to fall. And that's where I went with the Kings falling down, the Clippers falling down.
Yeah, it's
Chet
the
Holmgren
teams in the
starts.
East, because the West is ridiculous. It's the East that's going to fall off.
Well, they still.
That's where
I mean,
those wins come from.
you play 52 games against your own conference, so you're gonna play
30-0 against the East. That's what we're going with.
That's just how we're
That's-
locking it in.
That's my true prediction for the Clippers: 30-0 against the East.
Well, the way we ended up with our averages is we ended up with, I'm just going to round to the nearest whole number. Suns at 51, Warriors at 49, Lakers at 47, Kings at 45, and Clippers at 42. So still all above 500 and play in for all of them.
What's our biggest differential between the person who picked the lowest and the highest wins on a team?
Oh, asking me to do the work here. Lakers was a 3-win difference. Warriors was a 3-win difference. Kings was a 4-win difference.
Was I the highest on that?
Phoenix.
I might be.
Kings, yes, you had 47. I had 43.
Okay.
Phoenix is actually our biggest differential. I had 55 wins, and then Dylan, you took the 47. So we're looking at an 8-win differential. All in all, not too bad.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, we're pretty much in line. Even though we spent this entire podcast absolutely disagreeing with each other,
Right.
we're all pretty much in agreement on the rough range that these guys are in, which is going to be a really good division.
It still hurts me to put the Kings below the Warriors in a final Pacific Division standing, though. Ugh.
Yeah.
Why you guys
Hurts
ended
my
up
soul.
below them in the playoffs?
Bosh.
It's a new season. We're better now.
Yeah, exactly. We have Sasha Vezenkov. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, on that,
Daviana. Go ahead.
I was going to say on that, I think we should probably wrap. I know Aaron's got to get to work. Jack, where can the people find you?
You can find me on TikTok, Twitter, Jack the Kings fan. Easy.
Aaron, where can the people find you?
Possible Chairs on TikTok and this podcast all the time.
Dylan, where can people find you?
On this podcast, some of the time.
You can find me, Nate_HoopsTemple on TikTok, and you can email us all, hoopstemple@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening.